The Chicago Bears are the odds-on favorite to draft Ashton Jeanty per FanDuel. We got to talk about what it may end up costing because I don't think that he is going to fall in this draft. We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talk Chicago sports. How Chicago talks, so make sure that you get in tune with us, man. A lot to get to today, especially with the draft party. But I did want to have this conversation because this first round, this day one, could get extremely interesting for the Chicago Bears as they have become the odds-on favorite per FanDuel to land Ashton Jeanty with minus 145 odds. The Jaguars right now are at plus 110. And listen, the first round running back is not the thing that is going to get me all excited and out of my chair and flipping tables. Oh my God, not going to do what everybody says. But what is going to be interesting is how far the Bears may have to go to get Ashton Jeanty. Because the one thing that I think we all believe is that Ashton Jeanty will not be there for the Chicago Bears at 10. Now, if by some way he is there at 10, go ahead, select him. You have enough picks there. If you're not giving up draft capital, it is what it is, right? If you feel that he's a blue chip piece, if you feel that that is the piece you are away, again, you just got to be right. Did you identify it right? Did you identify what this team is correctly? If that's the way that you want to go, all right, let's go down that path and make sure the second round hits with the trenches. Make sure the third round hits with maybe another wide out, another speed guy, depending on what you want to do there. But either way, that is signaling to me that the Chicago Bears feel that they are a heck of a lot closer than maybe where Bears fans do. And I've said this a couple of times, but to me right now, if you're having a conversation on moving up, and the fact that the Jaguars were brought up in this as well at plus 110, if you're having a conversation on moving up into Mason Graham range, and the player that you select is Ashton Jeanty, well, now I'm going to have some tough conversations coming up tomorrow morning on the Morning Breeze. Now we're going to have some conversations on, okay, well, do you feel like the trenches are important or aren't important? Do you feel like you've done enough to address the future of this team? Is Ashton Jeanty going to be a guy that gets to that second contract? To me, that raises so many questions because now you're just in a different level of range. Now, if you're talking about trading up to 7, you're talking about trading up to 6, right? You're behind the Jaguars. I guess I could see it in that sense, right? Maybe the pick is already gone off and Mason Graham is off the board. That would make a little bit more sense. But even then, are you in a position to be giving up draft capital to go up to grab Ashton Jeanty? That's the big question on the table right now. And listen, we don't know. It doesn't feel like it based on what we watched last season, but being fair in all of this, how much is coaching going to change what we saw last season? How many games are won for the Chicago Bears last year with a couple of these? Is Ben Johnson going to be able to get a couple of these in there? Is he going to be a guy that can call, for the podcast listeners, a couple of timeouts in there? If he is, then listen, it's going to be fine, right? We're not going to have an issue with it because you're going to have a team that maybe is able to get 7 wins just off of that. Okay, are there going to be play calls at the goal line that he's going to get right? If you have Ashton Jeanty, probably makes it a little bit easier to get play calls at the goal line, right? Because you can just turn around and say, hey, kid, I need you to run this football in like we drafted you to do, right? So there's certain things where if you feel like the team is just a little bit of proper coaching away, I can see why you would say, okay, we need the blue chip piece. We need the Ashton Jeanty piece in all of this. But are you in a position to be trading up and not getting as many pieces as possible in this draft? I don't personally believe the Bears are there yet, but I don't coach the team. I'm not the GM of the team, and maybe they feel they're in a better place and with better coaching that will actually show through. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for showing love as always. Tickets are still on sale for the draft party tonight at VIP Bar and Grill. You can cop your tickets tonight by checking out the link in the description below. We got a ton of people who bought tickets today. So it's going to be a great party. We're giving away a 65-inch TV. Also going to be giving away some Breeze merch. So pull up on us, man. It's going to be an absolutely amazing time. Also, before we get back into the content, I do want to make sure that you guys are tuned in with everything that we do have here at the Breeze Media Network. If you want to talk national sports, if you want to hear us talk national sports, if you want to debate with us on national sports topics, we do have the Breeze Sports right now, where the whole crew locks in on NBA, NFL, and beyond. No filters, just real talk. Also, if you need Chicago Bulls content, I'm holding it down over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze. Everything Bulls all season long, whether it's trade rumors, game breakdowns, or front office moves, I've got you covered. Super producer Joel Holt over on the Chicago Bears Breeze for everything Chicago Bears as well. And you're getting his perspective on it, from draft talk to game day analysis. And no matter where you are, we've got you covered here at the Breeze Media Network, available on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcasts. Let's jump back into this, though. Appreciate you guys who do support us in every manner. The guys who are subbed to all the channels. Maybe we were live over on the Breeze Sports Talk yesterday, and it was a heck of a lot of fun. Doing the NBA playoffs over there. We just live reacted to the playoffs, watching the game. It was a good time. Nova was in there. So, but getting back into the Ashton Jeanty conversation, here's the bottom line for me. Here's what it comes down to for me if you're the Chicago Bears right now. Ryan Poles talked about the blue chip pieces in this draft and said, listen, there's this section where it's the blue chip guys. And then you've got from 10 on, guys can have that same grade. Guys can have a similar grade. You can look at guys yes, I like this guy at 10, but also I feel like I can get that guy down here in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s. Could the Bears possibly try to trade back in? Are they going to trade a bunch of capital today? That I don't know. But here's the bottom line. Ashton Jeanty's a playmaker. Is it how I would build the team? No. Is it how I want to build the team? No. Y'all know how I am. I don't invest a ton of money into running backs because I see teams that usually don't end up being successful. But if this is the route you're going to go, Ashton Jeanty behind this new revamped Bears offensive line feels like a guy who can break that rookie rushing record. Ashton Jeanty behind this Bears new revamped offensive line and in Ben Johnson's offense feels like a guy who not only is going to be running the football very well, but also can be effective in the passing game. And it seems like Ben Johnson would know how to use him. I think it opens things up for DeAndre Swift to stick around here even more, because now he's more of a scat back out of the backfield. He's giving you some outside zone capability, but also we know what he can be in the passing game. I'm not telling you that Ashton Jeanty doesn't improve this team. In fact, I think he does improve this team from the running back standpoint. I think he does improve this team as an offensive threat. And listen, if I'm standing on the other side of the field and I got to look in that backfield and I got to go, okay, Caleb Williams can run as well. And we know that he's kind of figuring this thing out. He's starting to understand Ben Johnson's system here. And also, even if everything breaks down, he can be a freak of nature and just throw a sidearm pass that makes absolutely no sense right into the hands of, DJ Moore or Roma Dunze, and now all of a sudden we're in a bad situation here. By the way, he showed last season that he's incredibly clutch, so you never can count this guy out. Excuse me. If I'm looking in the backfield at that, and then it's also, or he could hand his football off to Ashton Jeanty and we could all be lined up at the front and he could just punch us in the mouth and get through. Listen, I understand it. I get why you want Ashton Jeanty. My big thing is always that, can you get somebody else in this draft that can do that? Can you get a Travion Henderson? Can you get a Quinshawn Judkins? Can you get an Omarion Hampton? I think all of those guys are talented, but Ashton Jeanty is the best of the bunch and he sets himself apart no matter how you feel about it. Right? I know some people are like, well, he's overrated. Look at that final game of the season that he played. Listen, man, this man has been dealing with 8 in the box his entire career in college, and nobody's been able to stop him. I don't care what kind of competition you're playing. If you're dealing with 8 in the box just about every single play, it's going to be a little difficult. You shouldn't be running for 2,000 plus yards. So the goal of the draft is to do what? Come out of it with a good player that is going to be a franchise piece. I don't know if Ashton Jeanty is going to be a franchise piece, but I'll tell you what, if the Chicago Bears go and get him, he is going to be a good player on this team. I'll sit here and support him. I'll rock with him. I don't rock with the decision-making sometimes at the top, but hey, if it brings wins, it brings wins, and that's all that matters. And listen, the same point for Ashton Jeanty is the exact same point for every other player that I have said about trading up for. Now, would I do it? No, but if it works, no one cares. when it works, nobody cares about the capital. Nobody cares about the position. Nobody cares about the future of the team, because you're going to look on the field and you're going to see a young man that is going to be one of the best running backs in the NFL, probably the second that he lands in the league. And that's just what Ashton Jeanty is as a runner. So if the Bears do end up selecting Jeanty tonight, I would be shocked, but I shouldn't say that. If the Bears do end up trading up to get Ashton Jeanty tonight, I would be shocked. But at the end of the day, listen, did you come out of it with a good player? Did you come out I had a stroke right there. That was crazy. Did you come out of it with a player who's going to make an impact on this team day one? I think that you would be able to say that, at least until we see it on the field. And then when we get on the field, we'll see what ends up happening. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down in the comments talking with you guys as well. Do you like the fact that the Bears are the odds-on favorite to trade up for Ashton Jeanty? Do you think that the Bears will trade up for Ashton Jeanty, or is this just more smoke screen? Remember, he's already throwing Green Bay shots. He's already throwing Green Bay shots. Mugs are going to love that. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below, man. Y'all stay safe out there in Chicago. Red Don, one love. You're pulling up to the draft party tonight, man. Can't wait to see you guys tonight. Y'all stay safe, man. Peace.